Koulibaly basically confirms Maurizio Sarri's move to Chelsea. Daniele Zappacosta is in advanced talks with Inter about the move back to Italy. Sarri wants the Belgian Dries Mertens to follow him from Naples to Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea have reportedly found an agreement with Juventus to sign the Italian centre-back Daniele Rugani. To find out about all of that and more in detail, make sure you watch today's transfer show until the end. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for another episode of the Transfer Show. And this is the show where we'll give you all the latest news surrounding Chelsea Football Club, whether it is about the new manager or any players, coming in or going out, all of it. And if you don't want to miss out on any of that, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And also make sure you click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads. And as usual, you absolutely smashed the like target on my last video, so let's aim a bit higher and let's aim for 700 likes today. Let's see whether we can hit that. Make sure you smash the like button down below. We really do massively appreciate that. But now getting straight into the video, and obviously Louis already spoke about the update on the Sarri situation yesterday, that it's almost confirmed, or even Sky Sports reported that his agent and his representatives are in London. And I spoke about negotiations between Chelsea and Napoli working out well. I spoke about that on Monday. And now Koulibaly, the Napoli centre-back, made some comments regarding Sarri joining Chelsea yesterday after the Senegal game versus Poland. Obviously Koulibaly is Senegalese and played in that game. And basically what he did is confirming that Sarri will join Chelsea, in all honesty. Because what he said was, and I quote, "I think that Chelsea fans can expect good football from him because he's a great coach. I feel sorry because he's no longer the Napoli coach, but now we have Ancelotti, who's another great manager, and we know we can win with him. I hope he," meaning Sarri, "can win something with Chelsea because he's a great coach. I think the club has to give him some time because he will change the way the team plays football." In Naples, both players and fans fell in love with his game, and I think in London the same thing will happen. We'll see when it will all be confirmed, but at this stage there is very little doubt in my mind that Maurizio Sarri will be the new Chelsea manager. And if you've watched my videos, you'll know that I will be very happy once that day comes. First of all, because the situation will have finally sorted itself out and we will have, the manager situation cleared up. And also, I like Sarri. I think the football he plays is great, and I've spoken about it enough, and obviously when it does become official we will speak about it again, but let's just leave it at that and move on to the next story, which is about our Italian right-back Davide Zappacosta and his agent speaking to Inter, Milan, and about to move back to Italy. Obviously we have talked about the story before that, Inter might be interested in signing Zappacosta, but the new thing about this is that was reported by Sky Sports is that we're looking to sell him for £17.5 million when we signed him for something between £22 and £25 million last summer. And that's where it becomes a little bit confusing for me, because remember I said it on Monday that apparently we're gonna have to pay 5 million, some people say 6 million, to get Sarri out of his Napoli contract basically. When the release clause we weren't willing to pay was 8 million euros, so that's just 2 or 3 million euros difference. But we're fine selling Zappacosta for more than 5 million less than what we actually signed him for last summer. That just doesn't make sense for me. Why did we have to wait around for that long to get this Sarri deal done, but don't care about losing, money on Zappacosta, and obviously plus the wages that we paid for him throughout the year when he didn't play that much, and when he did play, he wasn't exactly great, was he? Leaving the money bit aside, there are reports saying that we might do a swap deal with Inter for Zappacosta and the midfielder Mattias Vicino. If I hear more about this, I will go more into detail about the player, but for now, let's just leave it at that. But I would be happy if we did get rid of Zappacosta. I don't have anything against him, but I just don't find him to be very good, in all honesty. And to me, he's just dead wood, same as Danny Drinkwater, for example. And I'd much rather see Ola Aina, who was obviously out on loan at Hull, and Dujan Sterling be used as the right back backup or third right back, because, we have Azpilicueta, we have Moses, who in my opinion can play there. But, even then, we still have Ola Aina and Dujan Sterling. We don't need Zappacosta. Make, if it's at least 17.5 million on him, and spend it somewhere else where we need it more, in my opinion, anyway. Another story of the day is about Maurizio Sarri apparently being rather keen on bringing the Belgian Dries Mertens to Chelsea from Napoli. The whole report, though, sounds very dubious to me. First, as far as I know, we agreed with Napoli to not go after any of their players. Although he wasn't part of the 3 mentioned names in Zielinski, Huzai and Koulibaly that we're not going to get after, but Mertens is still a Napoli player, so I don't think they'd be all too happy with if, we suddenly go for Mertens, basically. Also, Conte wanted Mertens for the last 2 summers, and the club deemed him as too old and too expensive, so I find it very weird. Mertens does apparently have a release clause of £25 million that will expire next week, but yeah, I just don't see all too much truth in it. Like I said, we were saying that we weren't really going to buy any Napoli players, and now we're apparently interested. I'm not so sure about it. Especially because Maurizio Sarri is said to not be too fussed about transfers and, doesn't really have these major targets that he says to the club, right, you better sign them, otherwise I might not sign for you lot, basically. that's not really what Sarri does as far as I'm aware, so the whole thing sounds a bit strange. The last story for today, though, has surprised me a little bit, to be honest. I mean, I have seen minor reports that we are interested in him, but nothing major. Now things seem to have moved very quickly, as Chelsea are reported to have found a €35 million agreement with Juventus over their Italian centre-back Daniele Rugani. Some reports even say that we've agreed personal terms with Rugani himself already, with somewhere around 3.5 million a year as wages. Some other reports say both wages and bonuses with the player and Juventus are still being discussed, so believe whatever you will. But most reports right now are saying that we've actually agreed or are very close to agreeing, the deal with Juventus for the player. The only thing that goes against it is that I think a few days ago, his agent said that, he met with the Juventus, representatives. But, there was no plan of any transfers happening, basically. Just played the whole thing down. Maybe, talks weren't anywhere near, as far then. Or he just wanted to play it down. I don't know, but that's what he said anyway. Like I said, the one are reports, the other one is his agent speaking. Both could be lying, both could be telling the truth. Who knows what's happening? Either way, though, say that it is true and we are very close to getting Rugani to Chelsea. It all sounds a bit strange to me because Rugani was said to be such a promising player and that Juventus were planning to make him the new Bonucci and Chiellini basically. And now they're willing to sell that 23-year-old for €35 million, which is, in today's market, very cheap, even for the Serie A. That just seems a bit odd for me. But disregarding that, let's speak about the player. Who even is Rugani? So like I said, he's 23 years old. He will turn 24 soon. He's an Italian centre-back that plays for Juventus. He's 1m90 or 6'3" tall. He played and started 22 games in the Serie A for Juventus last season, but only featured twice in the Champions League. I mean, I have seen a few games of his, but as Juventus are usually the dominant side in most games in the Serie A, I won't lie and say I paid any particular attention to him. He seems like a decent player from what I remember. Like I said, didn't pay any particular attention to him, and he seems better than, in my opinion, Longley is from Sevilla, who we've also been linked with. Like I said, seems like a decent player. How good exactly he is, I cannot confirm to you now because, like I said, I haven't seen enough of him. And you can do as much research if you want, especially for centre-back, especially ratings and successful tackles. That's all very, relative. You're never really too sure if that actually means he's that good or if that, makes him look worse than he is. For centre-backs, I feel like stats and, reading up on players is a bit tricky. The interesting bit about Rugani, though, is that before joining Juventus permanently after the 14-15 season, actually Juventus signed him in January of 2015, but then loaned it back. But, where they loaned it back and where he was before Juventus was Empoli, and under no less than Maurizio Sarri himself, which certainly does explain and suggest the reports that Sarri would like for him to join Chelsea as well. I mean, playing 22 games in the Serie A for Juventus isn't bad at all, but for the big games, he was still behind Chiellini and Benatia, even after Bonucci left Juventus last summer. I mean, again, I still stand by us not necessarily needing a centre-back, especially now that it looks rather unlikely for David Luiz to join Napoli as part of the Sarri deal. That seems like it's not happening. But is Rugani a bad player? He certainly isn't. And €35 million for someone that started 22 games for Juventus last season as a 23-year-old, you could almost class as a bargain. But where does that leave our defence? Will we really play two young players as our two centre-backs, our two starting centre-backs, whether that's Christensen and Rugani or Christensen and Rudiger or Rudiger and Rugani? Who knows? I mean, if the manager thinks we can trust them, even with not that much experience, and it works out, perfect, The younger the players are, the better, especially if, the maybe slight lack of experience doesn't harm their performances at all. Perfect, that's what you want, really. I usually would say that I don't see us doing that, playing two young centre-backs in the back four. But if we signed Rugani, and obviously we already have Rudiger, and clearly the club thinks very highly of Christensen, we probably will play two young, centre-backs. And if it works, I mean, perfect. Do I know whether it will? I don't know. None of them have actually played together in a back four as a centre-back too, so that's difficult to judge, but I think they could probably work out. I mean, let's see whether it happens or not. Like I said, the reports all suggest that it's very close to happening. But like I said, I'm still not sure we need a centre-back. If we did get one, I'd rather get a world-class one. And Rugani isn't world-class, yet at least. But like I said, let's just wait and see what happens. And then obviously, if it does happen, let's see how he performs. One last bit of information that I want to share with you, and that has come out, is that Chelsea will start pre-season training on July 2nd. Obviously, only with the players that aren't involved in the World Cup. And those that are at the World Cup will get a holiday, after the tournament and join up with the squad at a later date, depending on how long they stay in the World Cup for, basically. But yeah, that is it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts on all of the stories down in the comment section below. Obviously, on the whole Sarri thing, on Koulibaly's comments about Sarri joining Chelsea, the whole Dries Mertens story, do you believe in that? Would you want David Zappacosta, to leave, even if it's only for £17.5 million? And obviously, about Rugani, would you want him? Do you think he's a good centre-back? Do you know more about him than I do? If you do, leave it down in the comment section below. I know I'm speaking really quickly again, My apologies, but yeah, leave me your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 700 likes in this video. We would massively appreciate this, so make sure you smash that like button. Also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Slaus1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here, and also the links to both of them are down in the description below, so you can click on them and follow me over there. I'd massively appreciate that. And of course, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already, and also don't forget to click that notification bell button just to make sure you don't miss any of our videos by choosing to be notified about all uploads. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you next time.